A lot of people don't like To the Ranting Gryphon because of his abrasive nature, the language that he uses, and as he puts it, the fact that he's a loudmouth, intolerable prick. People generally just don't like the opinions that he has also. I like him because, one, I do agree with a lot of the opinions that he has, but also there's the fact that he tells the truth most of the time, at least within what his own opinion is. The fact is, first off, that if you don't like what he's saying, you don't have to listen to it. Listen to his Portal of Evil rant and you'll get a good example of that. But the reason that I like him is because the advice that he gives is honestly, most of the time, pretty good. If you listen to a letter from Barbara in his Dear 2 file number 2, she was a concerned parent who wrote in because her child was starting to use profanity and such. 2 gave some really good advice about why, honestly, it doesn't matter, but the first thing she has to do is listen to what her child is trying to say, as opposed to listening to the language the child is using to say it. There's more important things than the words they're choosing to use. What's more important is what they're actually trying to say, and whether or not there's anything to what they're saying. Another good example is from his 10th Dear 2 file. The very first thing he talks about is the straight pride parades, gay pride parades, and things of the like. Basically, he points out everything that I've found wrong with gay pride parades in general, at least with the general majority of people who run gay pride parades, run them for the wrong reasons. I've run into arguments and discussions about this online, and a lot of people have turned me on to the fact that gay pride has a point, there's a good moral point in it, but the problem is that a lot of the people are just like the people that 2 describes in said Dear 2 file. A lot of people are turned off to him by letters like when someone wrote in and said, "I'm having a dream about eating my mother's vagina. It used to be only once in a while, but now it's all the time. Help me, I'm starting to go insane." 2's response? "Saying you're starting to go insane is like saying Moses is almost dead. They have a pill for you. It's called lithium. I suggest lacing it with rat poison, personally. Next letter." Now, personally, I don't think that was the best approach, but at the same time, I don't really care. If the person goes off and kills himself because of that, they were likely going to kill themselves anyway. If they don't go off and kill themselves because of it, then maybe they'll just learn to get a fucking life and deal with the fact that, oh my god, I'm having a weird dream. Imagine that. Auburn in 2 Cents once talked about how he had a dream where he peeled his own face off. If you get that bent out of shape because you're having bad dreams, then honestly, you either need to not be on this planet or you need to deal with the fact that, oh my god, you're human, your brain fucking works, and it has weird thoughts every now and fucking again. Another reason people don't like 2 is for the fact that he's a furry. One of the reasons I am a furry, in fact the whole reason I am a furry, is because I listen to 2 Cents, 2's weekly radio show. I listened to it, he explained what the furry fandom is in a very eloquent way, over the course of several episodes, granted, but people would write in and ask what the furry fandom is and various questions about it. If you go to his 2 Cents archive, you can find as a miscellaneous file, at least you used to be able to, I'm not sure if you can anymore, the interview with the infidel guy. I personally have it. If you want it, then email me and I can send it to you. In it, 2 points out all the different things about the furry fandom because the person who was hosting the show, the infidel guy, he actually asked honest questions and 2 answered them honestly, and there you go. It's promoting honest information as opposed to people who think that all furries are into bestiality and fuck plushies and have sex in fursuits. They all turned into some weird sexual fetish based on the CSI episode that was based on the furry fandom, and what the media hypes up, like things like Vanity Fair. What people don't realize a lot of the time is that the news is there to make money, and they take any story that they can get on something like this, usually, and will turn it into some weird sex thing just to make it so that more people will listen to the story. 80% of the time, any furry says anything to the media, they'll turn it into something bad. Only 20% of the time do they actually do something good about the fandom and try and promote real information, as opposed to doing nothing but trying to grab viewers and entertain them. Beyond that, all I can say is that if you can look past Two's language and actually try and listen to what he is saying, good on you. Most people that don't like him just because of the language, as far as I'm concerned, all that is a test as to whether or not you're smart enough that you should even be listening to him. Granted, just because you are offended by quote-unquote bad language doesn't mean you're unintelligent, but at the same time, if you can't handle the fact that there's some things out there that you don't like and there's different ideas in the world, then you definitely shouldn't be listening to. As a side note, my favorite rant by him is one of the ones he has here on YouTube called America. If you want to find anything about him, go to www.ranting-gryphon.com. You can find all of his stuff there. I definitely suggest listening to his parents rant, his justice rant, and his commercial rant. Beyond that, I can just hope that maybe he'll get a couple more viewers from me by going and listening to 2 Cents, which is his weekly radio show, like I said before.